The Less You Know is a comedy news podcast. Listen as your hosts turn headlines into punchlines. This podcast contains adult humor and language, so it's not for the faint of heart, nor the faint of age. Seriously, folks, if you faint on us, that's on you.
I heard myself swallow. Good morning and welcome to another wonderful. We've been in quarantine for a long time. Wonderful. I'm Brandon Babcock.
I'm Andre, not so wonderful, Lamilza.
And Nicole is dead. So replacing her, we have a very special guest. Just almost as special as this year has been wonderful. Is there?
Hello.
Dan Malloy. I mean, you can say your own name.
I wasn't sure if that was a cue or not. Hi.
That was a cute. Sorry.
No, it's all good. That was so sweet. I was overcome with emotion. Thank you so much. Good to be here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Good to have you.
It's good to have you.
Yeah.
In this hybrid office. We're all in the same room, which is weird.
Right.
I don't think we talk about this a lot.
Yeah.
But we kind of divide the Less You Know studio into different biomes.
Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So you guys all have got like your little zones, like it's like a different Mario levels or whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Exactly like that. And in a very Mufasa, everything you see that the light touches is yours. Like everything that doesn't have a beautiful spiral cyber background. That's for everyone. This area is for me.
Okay.
In your own dimension
Yeah.
of eternal news.
Straight to the vein.
Yeah.
So God, has anyone been doing anything in this very nothing times?
Emotional breakdowns? No. I went a little crazy the other week. I made a soundboard.
Very chic.
But I've gotten over like 60 sounds and I don't really have uses for any of them. Like, I'm trying to see if I can get the sound going through. I've got just like
Bird up.
bird up. Yeah, like I don't know when to use bird up.
You know, you're going to have to introduce some birds. I think you've gotten to a position where you have to make reasons for the sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's like
to rebalance it, you're going to have to go out and buy a bird.
Yeah, we have a resident bird.
one of the ones I did though is that so when I cut out my camera during stream to smoke weed, I just have a little
Smoke weed every day.
so it just automatically goes when I fucking cut the camera. It feels great.
Yeah.
What you should do is you should have like a big sensor bar that goes up halfway so you can just like smoke. And as you lower your hand, you track the bar down. Or you can just like live track your hand.
Just censor my I don't know. I never got good at editing in that level that it was like
Well, here's the thing. You don't have to get good at that. You just have to get a bird. The bird will do it for you.
Oh,
The
fair.
bird will
The
just
rest.
fly in between you and the webcam.
specifically trained. Ooh, I could get into falconing. That would always be fun. I've always wanted to have like some kind of weird animal thing, but I didn't want to
Oh,
be,
yeah.
I didn't want to be one of the intimidating ones like a snake, any kind of reptile. Like no offense to anyone who does, but like
Y'all freaks.
when you have a reptile and you're a single dude, it's just one of those things where people are going to look at you a little weird. And I get
That's
it.
a nail in a coffin for sure.
Yeah.
Like a social coffin.
Just a little bit. Yeah, that's why I just go with like simple, cheap backgrounds you can buy on Amazon.
Yeah. If you're like a girl with a reptile, you're just like, yes, personality. She has a cat. No personality. She has an iguana. Tons of personality.
Tons. Whoa, look at this quirky woman embracing lizards and reptiles. Wow.
Bracing the scales of the earth.
That's so fair. Got a lot of turquoise.
Single man? Oh.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
No, but hands off.
Ooh.
So what's a weird animal? I feel like lizards not weird enough. You want some odd animal. Like look at a lot of people in Japan. They own animals they should not probably own in houses.
Like what? My mind went to Doraemon because it's rotten. It's a rotten brain.
It's
It's bad.
There's like the little flying squirrels or whatever.
Oh yeah, sugar gliders.
They're not. Yeah, sugar gliders. They have
yeah.
sugar gliders. I
Yeah,
feel like that
yeah,
those
yeah,
aren't
yeah.
supposed
Yeah.
to be pets. I think you can have them here though, but I feel like
You can?
and otters. People can have otters as pets. That's kind of common in Japan too.
That's crazy. California really shuts down a lot.
I don't want to live in Japan.
Right?
Dude, I love otters. Like half of my computer backgrounds that I have on a shuffle are otters.
Oh really?
Ah,
Yeah. It was the one thing that kept me sane at work when I used to work at this crappy office Brandon I used to work at.
oh, yeah, the good old days.
Hooray, fun.
Woo.
Anyway, yeah, no, that's insane. What? They can have otters, or is it legal?
I mean, they sure stream it online a lot. So I don't know if they're just fast and loose with the Japanese government, or
That's really fast and loose. It's just like, hey, you guys want to see?
if they still don't have
Damn.
guns and they're just like outside with a baton, going like, "Hey, Mister,
Yeah.
take that otter back to the zoo.
No guns, no weed, but you can have an otter.
Have an otter."
Like I'm starting to wonder.
You know, I feel like
Very-
the balance of having a good pet, you know? My brother recently compared his dog to like a Xanax, so it's like, yeah, I get it. I get it.
What? How dare you demean a dog to Xanax?
No, in a good way, in a good way.
Yeah. Nature's Xanax,
Mm,
man's best friend.
yeah, exactly. He's got one of those like little, like dumb little like, blah, 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 blah. I always forget what breed they are, where they're like, oh my gosh.
Oh, so, Andre, you're good with dogs. Is that like a French bulldog?
Which
Is that
one?
what's the one that kind of, they're
The ones where they got kind of like jowls. I always forget what they're called. I'm
There's,
terrible with dog
there's
breeds.
bulldogs, French bulldogs, pugs.
Mm.
I want to say a French bulldog. That sounds about right.
French bulldog has big ears, square face.
No.
Is Jake the dog
It's like
a French
kinda-
bulldog?
Yeah, I think it's a French bulldog. Well, he's like a golden French bulldog.
Yeah.
There's also like dogs that just have jowly faces, like Newfoundlands or Newfoundlands,
Yeah.
whatever you want to
Mm.
call them.
Either way, he's just kind of like a like like a lazy little fat little dude, and he just that's like how my brother's comparing him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. My cat has been a little bit nicer recently. Not to say that he was mean before, but I think it was very one-sided relationship. It was like, "Oh, I'm so happy to see you." And he's just like, "Me too." And I'm like, and he's just like, "Hold on. I would like to play. I would like maybe some treats and then whatever you want." And I'm like, "Okay, this is a little bit out of order." But now we have a little bit more of an understanding. I pick him up, he purrs, and I'm like, "That's right. That's
There we
right.
go.
I feed you. I'm your everything. You love me."
Yeah, I start. You got to give me something first,
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
get what you want. It's very healthy, very healthy.
Exactly. Hey, there's a pecking order. I'm just letting him know.
You are the alpha. That's the thing.
Yeah.
In the house.
Oh, yeah.
In the house space.
Mhm. Mhm.
There is, so I was looking into animals in Japan. There is a expo for exotic animal traders.
Oh,
So I guess it's a little. That probably means it's a little more okay there than over here.
yeah.
Well, I also saw one about people doing exotic animal fights in Japan, so that are illegal. So I don't know.
Guys,
They have like little monkeys. I feel so bad. They're like in containers and shit. Hold on.
Oof, yeah.
Oh.
Jesus, man. Ow.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Ah.
Because at this expo, they probably have them like just available to purchase.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I was
This is a
imagining, like, a
weird way
gun
to
expo.
contain monkeys.
Yeah, when they're just like
I don't-
out and about, you can just
Yeah.
buy one right there without any kind of permits or anything.
No, they're not just like roaming around.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's see.
What they'll probably also have those like finnick foxes, those little tiny cute big-eared guys.
Oh,
Probably.
I have
Probably.
those in my backgrounds too. They're the
Ah,
best.
They're good. They're
They're
good.
pandas.
Actually, exclusive, maybe not exclusive, but probably exclusive to Japan. They have dicks, those really like miniature deer.
Mhm.
Just adorable. Just adorable. Fucking cute.
Oh,
Well,
God.
what if Nicole was here, I would have maybe Nicole's movie corner, but because
Okay, well here
Nicole's not here.
I'm sharing you guys in the audience.
Mhm.
Sorry, audio listeners. We'll have to describe it for you guys.
Oh no, my future self.
So here's like what you'd expect in a snake, right? It's in a like plastic carrier, like that's
Okay.
figure. That's where a snake would
Yeah.
probably go. But then
Okay.
they
Yeah.
put the monkeys in the container.
Oh.
Oh man. I hope it's at least for their safety.
Yeah, you should put a monkey in some type of cage if you're going to transport it somewhere, or keep it away from other exotic animals in your con. But also, putting monkeys in a plastic bin is sad. Like this is how like big the convention is, I guess.
Oh wow. Oh, that's so much. I hope they're all quiet for those animals. Like everyone's kind of tiptoeing around.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I would like 3 sharks. That's right, 3 sharks.
5 eels, please. Can you just make it?
Oh, they got bats. Yeah, you can have bats.
Bats? Why?
Oh, bats are also good for eating.
That's a great
crickets.
title too.
They have slow lorises. I love slow lorises. They're like fun sloths. They have big eyes. They hold things. I don't know. I have nothing against sloths. I'm very pro sloth. But
Dead Battery said, "I am not returning." To
less
monkey.
so. I am, sir. I am. So, would you guys feeling some world news? A little bit of
sure. There's no local news or game news or anything.
That's a good point. Trying to. Any local news?
I'm gonna go later today to that Japanese park in California. I don't know what it's called.
What?
Ooh.
What is this?
Not like a ride park.
Like a
no, I figured like you don't want to be that close to people right now, especially when everyone's screaming.
No, it's like the giant garden and it has like traditional Japanese Edo period buildings that you can kind of go in.
Mm-hmm.
Very expensive.
I've never heard of this. I've seen
it all the time when people were doing like FOMO shit and they were like, look where I am. And I'm like, oh, people in Japan. But then I saw like people who I was like working with the next day were just there. And I was like, huh.
Wait,
I don't know.
where
Like,
in California? Are you talking like
the first place you go?
Are you talking like there's like a Japanese garden in San Francisco or like around Southern California?
Down here in California. It's not actually that far from here. It's like 25 minutes
down here.
From.
No, because that's I'm down here in LA too. That's the thing. And
Okay, I don't know where you live.
No, it's cool. It's cool. No. It's just that like my brother lives up. Well, one of my other brothers lives up in San Francisco, and there's like a big Japanese garden, like tea garden thing up there. So I was like thinking it's that, and like I'm trying to be like, have I been there? I don't know.
I'm not exactly sure, but it's a pretty big place, and apparently the plants change out every season. Right now, the sakura trees should be blooming. I saw flower trees
that
bloom.
Should be so fun. The youth.
How did I not know about this?
Yeah, you people go there to just walk around. It's really, really big too. I can send you a link to it later. Me and Lynn are gonna go.
Well, I'm not going, but how did I not know? You said very expensive. That turned me off immediately.
Very expensive in the sense that I think it's like $30 per person or something.
That could be worse. That could be worse.
But I think if like you want a year pass, it's like over $100-something.
If you feel like you're gonna go,
if you just go 3.1 times, you're already there.
Yeah,
you're there. That's good. 3.1 is probably a little off. It's probably like 3.25 or I don't know. Doesn't matter. My mom's a math teacher who teaches teachers to teach math, and so that affected me.
So if she teaches them to teach math, do they teach math to teach math?
She teaches math to teach. Wait, yes, she teaches math. I don't know how much of her math education is math education.
No.
I've never looked at her syllabus, but I assume part of it has to be.
I feel like I would have wanted to check my mom's syllabus if she was a teacher.
Okay, so fun. This is actually a little bit of like paleo local news. This is way back in the year 2003, back middle school for me. And we had a teacher who went out on, I guess, maternity leave. I don't really remember. Maybe they got sick. I don't know. And so we kind of had a string of substitute teachers until we had this one sub who just lasted the rest of the year. And I hated her so much. So much. And then find out a year later that she's in one of my mom's math teacher classes. And I was like, wait, how was she teaching without having already been taught to teach math? I still don't know. I don't trust or like the school system in America. I don't know if I'm alone here.
No. As somebody who went through the public school system in America, I can tell you I'm pretty dumb.
It reminds me of like when in Community when Chang got back from like probation, or he got put on probation for being fucking crazy. They put him as a math teacher, but he doesn't know how to teach math.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Robots should teach.
Was that
period.
before or
I'm
after
done.
Changnesia?
After.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they actually treated him like a person again.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Tear down for midterms.
No, it's Fat Dog. Fat Dog. We can't remind them of the bear incident.
I guess we can go to world news.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So I'm going to start fast. Half-eaten sausage solves 9-year-old German burglary.
Half-eaten sausage.
Solves 9-year-old German burglary. Burglary. And that's not a burglary. That is like where a 9-year-old is the culprit. This is a 9-year-old burglary in Germany.
Does this mean that my guess is that it's an old sausage and it has DNA or something?
That's the idea.
Is it important about the type of sausage? Like, could they never figure that out? Were they like, the only clue we were missing is just what kind of sausage he was eating that day?
The turgid nature of the sausage skin. None of this is right. It's a Frenchman weenie. A Frenchman weenie. That's it.
That's the one clue I needed. Just slams his fucking glass. Just go, get on the horn.
Yeah. In the middle of eating like another wiener. Are we sure? That's a normal wiener. It's not. Yeah, so it is DNA. It's DNA, as you might have imagined.
Yeah.
This isn't like Seth Rogen's food party, whatever that movie's called. The sausage itself. Sausage party. You're right.
Sausage.
It did not itself solve the crime. It was just DNA. They found a
Spider-Man.
It's
DNA.
weird because it seems like with the news they gave me, they just found the sausage and decided to DNA scan it. There's no information about why.
So like you said, how many years did you say this was?
9-year cold case.
So it was like, was it the scene of the crime?
No.
Just
This
been digging
motherfucker
through
comes
trash.
back with some sausage. Leaves it in the exact spot. Like CBS, the mentalist type, like walks up and is like, "Oh, his mind palace is building around him. the bite, the incision." Shit.
I decided to come back to the crime scene. I had a vision.
Yeah.
I broke into the new people who live there.
After I had a really deep talk with my wife about my alcoholism.
Yeah, it's mid-season. They need a reason to keep people watching.
Yeah, but it's like, they're going through the motions, and then he's like, "You said I have a problem, and that guy that the cold case had a problem." Just sends him on that like Jeff Goldblum spiral of chaos theory. Ice bears bear down for midterms and bring them back.
Lil Rit. Wait,
Yes.
I don't remember Black Dynamite well enough.
Well,
Shit.
what joke were you gonna do?
Shit. It's the Colt 45 causes Little Richard.
That's a long string, though.
Yeah.
The only
What
quote
a
I
good
know
movie.
from Black Dynamite is, "But Black Dynamite, I sell drugs to the community."
Oh, yeah, I like that one.
I threw that shit before I came in the room.
All I could find was Euphoria. Shut the fuck up. I know that was you, and I ain't even got to look. I should have sent your ass back to Crenshaw Pete with his hot ass coat hanging bitches. Would you like that?
I think what is most important is if you guys have not seen Black Dynamite, please watch Black Dynamite.
Please watch Black Dynamite.
Mhm.
Has Black Dynamite 2 come out already?
No.
They were
Still
making
not?
a sequel.
Well,
What?
I also heard that they stopped because the guy who has played Black Dynamite was an asshole.
Yeah. Michael Chai, or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Michael Chai
White.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Apparently, a bit difficult to work with.
Seems like a bit of
Allegedly. Yeah.
I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Let me look up Little Richard. Little Richard. Okay, all right, that's right. Apollo slew the serpent of Delphi, which was a big ass snake. And what, brothers, is the biggest snake in the world? The South American anaconda? What she said. Oh, it was the waitress.
Yeah.
Anaconda malt liquor. And what is the slogan of Anaconda malt liquor? Liquor gives you, ooh. Liquor gives you what? Ooh. And who else is it famous for? Ooh, Little Richard. Who? Little Richard. So what they're trying to say is Anaconda malt liquor gives you Little Richard.
Yeah. Have we talked about Space Jam 2?
We
Well, okay, hold
we
on.
talked about that little snippet we had, and I think that was
Come on,
like in
Slam.
one of our special episodes. So kind of.
So we haven't talked about how Don Cheadle is a AI villain in
What?
Space Jam 2.
They turned Don
Yeah,
Cheadle
Don
into Jarvis?
Yeah, they turned him into Jarvis. I don't know why, but I'm curious.
Have they put out anything else new with that, or is it still just that like little teeny bit from that HBO like promo trailer and whatever the Entertainment Weekly stuff was?
That's it.
Because like I feel like I remember seeing a picture of like Don Cheadle with like a kid, and it looks almost like he was like using the kid against LeBron James as like
Yeah. I think this
collateral?
movie is going to be
A shield?
Why is Space Jam going to be so dark? Like, I don't care about the Lola Bunny stuff, whatever, who cares? But, like,
Oh, yeah.
who cares? No one needs to be that horny. But, like,
Man does not deserve to
I
be
don't
that
need
horny.
Space Jam 2 to be dark.
Well, it's going to have the Joker, so, I mean,
That's
who's
fair.
worried?
That's fair.
Allegedly.
Oh, really? Just in the audience?
Yeah. Oh, I think yes, but also there was talk of, like, this also leaning into a, like, Warner Brothers cinematic universe. Like, Pennywise is going to be there.
Didn't they learn their lesson
I
with
think
Ready
it's-
Player One?
Yeah,
This is
it's
so
very Ready
unnecessary.
Player 1. Wreck-It Ralph
Yeah.
2 is going to be like, oh, look at all of our IPs. And I'm like, cool.
Well, they haven't even shown like who the enemy is.
Don Cheadle. In the press briefing, they're like, he's the bad guy. And I'm like, don't ruin
Well,
that
no,
for
but
me.
I mean the team, like the baseball or the baseball team, the basketball.
Oh, the
team.
basketball team.
I
It's
see.
reverse Space
Yeah,
Jam
'cause
this
if it
time. Now
is-
they have to play
What?
baseball.
Well, because like the whole thing is that they come to our world, right? That's why they're 3D.
Yeah.
Right.
I would think so.
So like,
Uh,
because I saw like real people in the background as sports audience.
What if they're 3D as well? What if it's all simulation?
Whoa. I mean,
Could be
it kind of
to
is.
Wreck-It Ralph?
Speaking of, who voices Cinnamon? Cinnamon from those Applejack commercials.
Nobody
has
knows.
no listed voice actor.
This is the weirdest mystery. I don't understand
I
this.
think we actually talked about this on the podcast once ages ago, like in the beginning of the podcast, but we didn't know. But this was like unrelated. We just had a question. We were just quoting it, and we had no idea who did
Wondering.
the voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did?
This was a
You
thing
guys
that we
really
had
started the
pre-recent meme.
Damn, if we had looked into this, we could have pioneered a meme. Fuck. Fuck.
I wonder if it's somebody who's just like. I wonder if it's somebody who's just like gone into hiding, or they were just like, I shouldn't have
Yeah.
done this. This was really offensive. Like they don't want to be known.
No. They're in witness protection program because Jamaicans were showing up at their residence, threatening them within an inch of their life. You think I sound like Cinnamon?
Oh, they have the guy who plays him.
Who?
What?
Jaden Cantelli. It says that he did it, and he also did another Cinnamon in Blue's Clues.
And, well, maybe that's the mistake. Is they just assume one cinnamon gets every cinnamon roll.
Oh wait, no. So that's
Cinnamon roll.
okay. So it's
Cin-
not that man. It is
Cinnamon roll.
the actor's name is Menlik
Cinnamon.
Zergabachu. Menlik Zergabachu.
It's a pun.
What?
I made a joke about typecasting into other cinnamon rolls.
Oh, what did you
'Cause
say?
Cinnamon rolls is it's a
cinnamon roll.
food. So
Or just
And then I wouldn't let
typecasting
it
cinnamon
die.
roll characters?
cinnamon roll from Adventure Time, same actor.
Oh, wow.
Open your eyes,
wow.
sheeple.
Oh,
Open your
wow.
eyes.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's a human soundboard right there. Just me doing an impression. Wow.
Yeah, but I
yeah.
found it. It's hard. It was actually kind of hard to find, but it is
Oh.
Menlik Zergabachu.
That does not sound like a real person.
Does not sound like a real person.
Oh, come on. That's
Menlik
gotta be fake.
Zerbachu.
But when I try to look him up, he's nowhere to be found.
Yeah. Doesn't exist.
Oh, no, he
That's
does
a fake
exist.
name. At all.
I have photos of him.
What?
Deep fakes.
Mm,
I don't
no.
trust it.
There are too many stock photos out there for me to believe anything anymore.
Well, there's a bunch of photos of this
Let
man.
me see.
Let me show you guys.
Yeah, all generated by computers.
Whoa.
Sure.
This is so trippy.
Your man then. He was on The Voice, apparently.
This guy?
Oh, who is this
Whoa.
guy?
What was that? I heard something. What, hello?
Hello.
From beyond.
Hello.
A voice.
Hello. I know.
Everyone, hold hands. If
Hold
you're
on.
listening to this in the car, hold on. If you're
You
not
have to-
driving your car,
yeah.
hold your own hand. You just happen to be in the car listening to this.
Yeah.
I think,
Hold on one sec.
Nicole, are you with us?
Being
being
summoned
summoned.
by
As channel your
Menlik
chakra.
Zergabachu.
Channel your
Menlik,
Menlik
Hold on,
rise.
say the chant with us.
Rise.
Menlik, rise.
Menlik rise. Menlik
Arise,
Zergabachu.
Menlik. Arise.
There we go. Okay. Rise chicken.
hello.
Thank
Hi.
you for catching my aquatine.
I'm here.
So,
Hello.
So most importantly, Nicole,
Yeah.
I think you have a question to answer the fans. So I have a article submitted by Dead Battery. Thank you, Dead Battery. So this scientists want to send 335 million seed, sperm, and egg samples to the moon to create a lunar Noah's Ark. Mhm.
That's like Soma, kinda.
Describe what a soma is for people who don't know, Nicole. You're going to say it.
I'm only familiar with Soma Intimates. The,
Soma is a game.
Oh. Mhm.
So much.
The game Soma. Soma.
More.
Just so much.
So in the game,
Or?
there's something called an arc. They have an arc.
Mhm. Oh, like the game
basically, where
Arc.
they send everyone's where they send everyone's consciousness into space because the human race is doomed. So they just send
Oh.
everyone's brains in digital form off of
I'm
a
into
missile.
that.
That's
I'm
what.
into that.
Like as long as it's not too expensive,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'd be okay with that. Like my consciousness could just kind of chill.
Oh, I
Shoot
mean,
out.
yeah, but it would be a copy. You
Ah,
wouldn't
well,
survive.
But that's fine. My copy,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
digital. I could just wake up in Skyrim. Like I
Mhm.
just come to, and I'm on that little cart, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh, yeah.
But Brandon, the
It's gonna
problem
be a fun
becomes
500
Yeah.
hours.
you might not be the Dragonborn. You might just be one of those people who dies in the beginning, and you just have to live that
That's
over and
true.
over again as you meet new Dragonborns.
You're rolling the dice. Rolling the dice.
I don't-
buddy.
No. So scientists are pulling inspiration from Noah's Ark in a new lunar proposal that they will call a global insurance policy. They hope to send an ark to the moon filled with 335 million sperm and egg samples in case a catastrophe happens on Earth. Instead of every two of every animal, the solar-powered moon ark would carry cryogenically, it's early. Cryogenically store frozen seed, spore, sperm, and egg samples from some 6.7 million Earth species. So clearly, we're getting multiples of each if you're going from 6.7 million to 335 million. I'm not that good at math, but it's like, a rough 40 spread. I don't know. Andre, does NASA have any plans to do anything about this ark? Is this condoned?
The Ark of the Covenant.
The Ark of that one too. Does NASA? I know NASA has that in their back storage.
Yeah. That
But-
thing doesn't work
Yeah, I
anymore.
didn't know that NASA.
It's,
Okay,
it's the
that's-
Warehouse 35 warehouse, you know?
The
where they just
light
have
one.
yeah.
Abbott and Costello's juggling balls.
Oh, Nicole,
Uh-huh. What?
I can't help but notice that you are staying very
What's up?
safe in COVID, up to COVID
Yeah.
protocol,
Good.
Yeah.
and in a way
Mhm.
that matches.
In a way that's on brand.
It's not only on brand but
Mhm.
matches the.
Can you guess? Can you guess who bought me this?
Ooh,
And you describe
Keaton
to
himself.
audio listeners what we're talking about?
I'm wearing. If you can't hear,
Here.
I'm gonna take it off. But if you can't hear by my muffled voice, I'm wearing a mask with a really bad like like a really tacky Beetlejuice mask where it's just like Michael Keaton going "Bleh," on it.
I'm Batman. Blah.
Bleh. Yeah, I'm Batman. Bleh.
So-
Can you guess who might have
Rosha?
bought me this?
Sandra?
No,
Beetlejuice
Uh,
himself?
Yeah, Beetlejuice himself.
no,
You're.
my mom.
Aw, that's so
That's
sweet.
sweet.
Oh.
because for I remember for Christmas she's like, Nicole, what do you want? And I'm just like Mom, I don't fucking know. And I'm an adult. I don't know.
Oh, I'm an
And,
adult who loves cartoon Beetlejuice.
I don't have basic things I need anymore.
Yeah, like I have most of the basic things I need.
And so, so I was just like, I don't know, Beetlejuice stuff, whatever. And since I just gave her the blanket, the vague blanket thing, she just got whatever the fuck she could find, which resulted in
Is it
many
comfortable?
weird gifts. So, yeah, not really.
It looks like it's made of jersey material.
Ooh. Yeah, like very vinyl-y.
It is. It's kind of.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
Mom get it off a
it kind of
Redbubble?
That's a good question.
I have no idea. Probably. Honestly, it looks like it. Look at this shit.
I got one of those from the job I'm working at, but it's like super thin. It only goes to about like here. And I've got like a massive chin, so I keep trying to stretch it, and it just keeps like pulling under like one side or the other.
Oh no.
Oh my god. I have it as like a backup in case of emergencies, but I've also been one of those people like double masking like a crazy. Not crazy. Like they recommended it, but still, like, it's just one of those things where you're around people.
Yeah.
If I'm going to like, let's say Costco in the middle of the day, double masking for sure. But if I'm doing grocery shopping at like 9 a.m., I'm like, okay, this is fine.
Yeah. Taking a run over to 7-Eleven. Only one. Don't need anything else.
Yeah.
Let me pull an article out of the bag.
Please.
Out of our submissions bag.
Please.
Yeah.
Well, we did discover the mystery of the Cinnamon voice actor.
Correct.
Supposedly. Allegedly.
He was on The Voice.
Oh, is that who that guy was?
Yeah.
Because apparently there's this meme thing going around where nobody actually knows the name of this voice actor. When you Google him, he doesn't show up. But I hunted him down, and his name is Menlik Zergabachu.
Fake.
Not fake. He's a real man. There's more than one photo. He was on The Voice, and there's a picture from him on The Voice.
Sounds like a Pokemon.
There's also one with him with. Oh wait, that was
like a
sounds to me like
Pokemon.
An incredibly thin alias. Like, a voice actor is on The Voice. Okay.
He has a. You can buy his song from. You can buy his song from The Voice on Amazon right now. How much of a fake is this? He's got layers.
That guy's on witness protection for sure.
I mean, technology has gotten very, very good.
He went to witness protection program, and someone said, "Why don't you do the voice of the Cinnamon Man guy from Applejack? That's how you're going to get paid through revenue." And no one's going to be able to. No one's going to care
even more.
Who you are. 2021. Oh shit, they're figuring it out.
Oh no,
I gotta do something else.
Oh no,
I gotta make a whole secret identity.
I need to do something low profile. Let me get on The Voice.
I shouldn't have gone on The Voice.
Yeah, I gotta keep a low profile. Let me go on national television.
We get on The Voice far enough for them to sell one of my covers.
Yeah. I want to match up with Keith Urban. He'll keep me safe.
God, if there's anyone on Earth who won't keep you safe, it's Keith Urban.
He loves his guns. We have a new gender that we now go by. Not gender, gender identity. Is it gender identity or sexuality?
Cool.
Sexuality, I do believe.
Social media trend has people identifying as super straight.
Oh yeah.
The transphobic campaign was meant to divide LGBTQ people.
I saw that.
So I
how is it meant to divide LGBTQ people?
It's not a great.
So I was talking to my friend Dan last night, and he sent it to me, and all I just typed was INCEL.
I see. Because we're on Twitch and we can't say that word.
Yeah. It's just another word for that.
Oh my gosh.
No, how is that supposed to like divide LGBTQ people? It sounds like it just divides straight people into two categories of straight and super straight.
Well, there's straight, and then there's
the super straight thing was supposed to be like the way that they saw it was like it's them identifying as I won't have sex with a trans person. Like, so if they fully
that's what that was.
Because there's always been a thing in straight, like, oh, would you date someone if they've had like the surgeries and everything?
Sure.
Like, and they're like fully there. Would like a straight person then date that person?
Mm-hmm.
And straight people have been like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. And then transphobes are like, no!
Super straight.
Never. Super.
No. Just
it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
They just go.
Like, why super though? Like, why do we gotta like? Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it seems like that's called being a coward
It's-
straight.
It's called you ain't getting any.
Called being a bad person straight.
Anyone who uses hashtag is gonna be forever alone. I
it's
forgot
like
I can't
this
say that word
stand-up.
either. The Virginia word.
Virginia. We'll just say Virginia.
It's like this stand-up that I heard about being pathologically heterosexual.
It happens to be super straight can be traced back to a TikToker,
Of course.
Kyle Lawrence,
Of course.
Of course, it's a Kyle.
God, why does it have to be?
who on February 21st posted a video titled "Who Else is Super Straight?"
Who else?
The deleted video, which has been re-uploaded to YouTube, shows a content creator sitting in a chair sharing his thoughts with the hashtag sexuality and funny. The video pulled over 1 million views before the creator took it down, saying in the comments that others had sent death threats to my mom over it. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Chill out.
Well, don't do that.
The mom already had him. She can't not do that
You
now.
gotta deal with. Oh my gosh.
Why do people always go for the parent? I don't understand. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I have an article
Why
right
do
here.
people always go for death threats? Does no one have anything better? I don't think in my entire life I've ever
They're just not creative.
made a death
Like, that's
threat.
the thing. They never learned how to be creative. It was never encouraged in them, so they only know how to just be violent.
It's not hard to not. Oh, sorry. Go
Well,
ahead.
I have an article here. It says mom of super straight guy has YouTube video that aired a week earlier that said anyone else is super straight mom. There it is. Warranted.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
Okay. Makes sense.
No, not warranted.
I don't know. It's not hard to not make a death threat. I've
Yeah.
gone my whole life
Yeah.
without doing it.
Pretty easy. It's what I was saying. It's why I got off Twitter.
I thought, how can I destroy someone? But never like actually.
yeah.
Like this was all like, oh, how can I
Yeah.
lower your quality of life? Not necessarily.
You gotta have some class about it. That's the thing.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna be insulting somebody, at least like try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a coward's
At the very
way out
least.
to just kill someone.
Yeah.
No. Commit yourself and your time to just like destroying the life around them.
Yeah. Slowly
Like
but surely
Yeah.
manipulate their lives and just make them hate everything.
That's better.
Yeah. like Kingpin to Daredevil, you just systematically destroy their life one by one until they have nothing. It's brilliant.
Exactly.
It's brilliant. And you make money off of it.
Now Kingpin, that's someone to look up to
Oh yeah.
for the
Mhm.
kids.
Vanessa.
Loving.
Yeah, that's stupid. Super straight
Super
stuff.
straight is dumb.
It really is.
Stupid.
There was like another. I was trying to look for it. There was like another. I talked to Nicole about this. There was like another, but like I had like a sexuality term that was like under the bridge of a lot of the other sexuality. Like it sounded like it fit rather than just super straight. Like like bisexuality, asexuality, or anything like that.
Yeah, because it's even like you're basically just saying you're the top of the spectrum, really.
Mhm.
Like you're the cap of the spectrum. You're like, I will only do it this way.
Yeah. It's definitely one bookend.
Yeah, but the thing I can't remember the name of it. I was trying so hard to find it, but
What was it? Like what
Yeah.
was the I think I remember what you're talking about, but I don't
What?
remember what it was. Oh Jesus. Well, that's always what
You
happens.
don't know this.
Dead Battery said look up Mogai identities. I think it might be in
Mogai.
there.
Ah.
we're learning on
That's
the
a good
less you
list.
know.
That's a
I
good
don't know.
list. Well, speaking of learning, I have a research article,
Mhm.
only the abstract, because I'm not going to pay $37.50 to read this shit. But from 2015, this was published. I am super straight,
Mhm.
and I prefer you to be too. Constructions of heterosexual masculinity in online personal ads for straight men seeking sex with men. So
Huh?
at some point, super
What?
straight
Huh?
was.
What? Go on.
Please.
Mhm.
This is a big bite. There were ads online for straight men seeking sex with only specifically straight men. Where I guess it was important to underline the fact that they were super straight. And I've kind of heard of this before with farmers. Like they live like hundreds of miles from people, but like, dozens of miles from the next farmer. And so they'll just be like, I really want to stick my dick in something. And they're like, I get it. Do me. And then they have sex and go their different ways. So, yeah.
There's a
yeah, please. Did you want to trade? Like, I'll do you, you do me. Like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Reciprocal.
I mean, okay, can we I want to talk
Mhm.
hypothetically here. Like, I mean, let's say
Yes.
I found
yes,
it.
they're two straight people
Nice.
and they decide to fuck each other, but they're not suddenly like, what do you like? They don't enjoy
Okay.
it, but they do
Yeah.
it anyway.
Just to scratch an itch.
Is that like, I don't know, like that's such a weird specific.
Well, that's like the like joke of prison, right? Like, and also kind of the
Yeah.
reality
Yeah.
at times. I don't
Yeah.
really want to get into that because I don't know too much about that. But still,
Sure.
like that's like
Okay, so for reference, LGBTQ community, this is all like a new like zone for me in terms of all these other new names and stuff. But I
Ditto.
found it, and it wasn't so much. Okay, so now I remember it was like earlier, like at the beginning of this year, and it's called allosexual,
Opposite.
and it's like the opposite. It's like the opposite of asexual, being ace. Because I saw it on Twitter. People talk about this on Twitter. The person said asexual succubus is an archetype that was wonderfully underrated, but something like that. I'm an allosexual, but I love and respect asexuals. And someone said, "You're what?" And then someone said, allosexual is the opposite of asexual. It means that you do have sexual attraction. Yes, there are other kinds of attractions rather than sexual. And no, that you're not the normal one. Fuck that. Yes, like heterosexual is wrong for normal people. So you're right.
What?
And so I just said, like,
Okay.
I just told Nicole, like, it's just called being horny. Like, I was like,
I wish I saw this
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, I get
yeah, I'm just generally horny.
like I feel like you don't need a sexuality for that, but
No.
well, at the same time, like you don't want to call it like normal. I guess I don't know.
I don't know. It's so hyper specified. It's like, guys.
I'll just say this because, like, no matter what, having sexual attraction is extremely common. Like, extremely common.
Yeah.
Yeah, one would say most people experience it.
Among most all sexualities, I won't say it's normal. Anything can be normal, but the percentage is like 90 something percent like
common.
Yeah.
So you don't really need a word to say like the opposite. And having asexual is there to help people know that you can be a person who's not attracted to sex. Do you really need, because all you have to do is just say, "Oh, I'm not ace." There you go. Like, I don't know why there's these other terms. So me and Nicole were talking about, like, it just feels like it's a label to feel like you're special, because straight people can just go, "Well, I'm allosexual."
Yeah. And then people go, "Ooh, what's that?" And it's like, okay. It just, I get horny.
I like to have sex. I get horny.
I like boners.
Dead Battery said, "I'm dead. I have been slayed. I have turned into a ghost."
It just seems unnecessary.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, to me it reeks of people that want to be in on the.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It's
in the
it's
club.
weird because it's like, oh, because
I don't know.
it is essentially like Andre was saying, like, it's like, oh, horny, the word horny exists, which explains your current, like, how much you would like to have sex with something or someone. And I don't know why you would have to have a sexuality. I don't know. I'm on a Healthline page, and it's talking about, like, what's the difference between allosexual and non-asexual? And it's like, nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Preference.
Like,
and it's like, what?
Like, if you want to call yourself allosexual, whatever, just don't use it like it's something like a badge of honor to wear or something, because that's dumb.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're in the LGBT. Just gonna clarify that.
Because then I remember when I was talking to Nicole, I found out that there's gray sexual, which is just like you like sex rarely sometimes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
That's just kind of
that's getting into that's into
Like,
minutia. That's called your libido. I don't know.
yeah. That's even just like almost splitting the hairs on asexuality.
but the fact that it's called gray sexual just makes the person go like, "Oh, I'm in a gray area." It's like, of course, like you're just like just not as horny as some other people.
People are always shifting and changing, and if you have to label every single phase shift, I'm gonna scream.
Yeah, you can't just be like, "I'm 2/3 sexual." I'm 1/4 sexual.
Yeah, like, I don't know. There gets a point when
And
it's
1/16
too
sexual.
Like, I don't want to need to label everything. I don't, you know.
But you also like belittle like like legitimate movements, legitimate problems of people who have
Yeah.
who are dealing with like
Yeah.
sexual identity issues or
Yeah.
like trying to fight for their movement. And when you like break it down to these like tiny things, especially when you're just trying to like make straight people seem special, it just
Yeah.
it just makes people who are like kind of like maybe like on the like conservative side who are kind of becoming more open to it, less open to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because especially when you have to learn like more terms, it becomes harder for people to like process that, especially the older you get. And like we all know that like older people tend to lean conservative, and that's just how culture shifts. But like when you're getting to the point when it's like you have to do vocabulary homework every week, it can get a little daunting. But like you also want to, like Andre said, like keep it as legitimate for the people who actually need these things as possible.
Yes, absolutely.
Also, one of my biggest pet peeves is just like when there's like a completely new thing to most people, and it'll be usually it's someone younger, and they get so pissed off because why didn't you know this already? Like instead of like telling you,
getting the lecture,
or like expecting you to know the new thing already, and it's like, all right, well, you need to be like that.
I'm sure it's like a totally sensitive subject for some people. Like some people, like when they're exploring themselves, like they're scared and they've dealt with bad people. But it's also like you gotta like if you want people to, you want to hold the person's hand a bit. Like you gotta help walk that person through. And I think if you approach people,
but especially when it's something like allosexual, though, when it's like fun.
I'm allosexual, guys.
Well, you want that person off the edge of a cliff. Not to death. There's water at the bottom, and the water just says, "You're horny. Shut up."
Yeah. I mean, it's on them if they aren't like, their body isn't correct to pierce the water and they just hit it and then die. That's on them.
That's on them. But the whole point is like that C just says horny. And everybody else is in that C.
No one, and we're not going to say what that C is made of.
No,
no, we refuse to.
We all know it's made up of a lot of things.
70% of the Earth is water.
Yeah, a lot of
90% of people are horny. These are scientific facts.
Yeah. I mean, we've already said all the good things on this. My biggest axe to grind is allosexual sounds too close to Elsa sexual, which is a primary attraction to Elsa.
You just
the Frozen character.
From Frozen?
Elsa from Frozen.
You only get boners while watching Frozen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is I found out in the year 2012 when Frozen came out is my sexual. I was like, oh, it all makes sense now.
Oh, I understand.
We all like
now.
a powerful. We all can be attracted to a powerful woman. It's pretty easy.
That's true.
Yeah, everybody was going crazy over big booby Resident Evil lady.
I don't know how her name is pronounced, but
Demoy.
yes,
big
tall,
fan. Vampire lady.
Big tall.
Big fan.
Look, we all are big supporters of the LGBTQ community, but
100%.
I think we can all agree that allosexuals can go fuck themselves in a consensual horny way.
So we can go fuck ourselves.
Exactly. Continue being yourself.
What's the sexuality for only wanting to fuck yourself?
Oh.
No.
All you want to do is masturbate.
In the mirror.
I feel like it would be like narcissexual.
Is there one? Sexuality.
Yeah.
What?
Narcissexual
is the sexuality for only liking yourself. I like narcissexuality. Oh, there's a term for it.
What is it?
Autosexual.
Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Autosexual is a term that has sexual attraction to oneself, especially a preference for masturbation over sexual intercourse, experimenting romantic feelings towards oneself. I have a virus, apparently. No, I don't. Never.
Self-care. It's self-care.
I never considered viewing myself as a romantic partner. Oh my god, I'm about to go on dates with myself.
This one was coined.
I loved self-dates. They're the best.
The scene of autosexual. Get out of here. The scene of autosexual is found online in the late 1990s. In April 2017, where writer Gia Vitali published a piece of Medium describing her sexual and romantic orientation as autosexual or autoromantic, experiencing a relationship with herself and preferring it over any others. So, like, I'm cool with that one. Like, that seems totally legitimate. Like, if you legitimately are just never attracted to anyone else, and you like legitimately love yourself, and you're just like going off in the mirror, or just your own imagination, or your own photos, like
Kanye,
that's
that
totally
legitimate.
To me.
Kanye probably.
Kanye
Christian Bale,
probably,
American Psycho.
Kanye.
Kanye probably.
He's like, Kim, you're second,
Fucking
but
lol.
now they're getting divorced.
We're in a threesome. You, me, and myself.
Well, the thing is they probably have like the room full of mirrors. They're both probably just using each other. Really.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Autosexual can be allosexual. It's everybody's mostly horny.
Yeah, that's
It
the
just
problem
means
with
you're
that
horny.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, next article: super straight sucks. Allosexual, you can join it. I don't know.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
If you disagree and want to come on the podcast, I'll think about it.
Please.
Yeah, we'll think about it.
Wait, I can't make those promises. What am I saying? I'm a guest too.
No, you'll be back on for that episode.
If you want to talk about any other sexualities and want to educate us on it, we're more than open to being educated on that because this is assumably a panel right now of straight people. So I don't want to assume Dan.
Most part.
Oh, I don't. I've been thinking about things, but I don't know. It's been one of those things where it's just I've had the time to think during quarantine with the lack of dating. Deleting and undeleting dating apps and just trying to figure out where I'm at. But nah, I mean, I'm mostly, I enjoy ladies. I'm a ladies guy.
Yeah. We have actually a lot of trans fans of our podcast. So if you guys ever want to educate us and LGBTQ people,
please. I am dumb. As I mentioned, I went through the American public school system in Pennsylvania. So it's where they make white people.
That is in a factory.
It's that joke from that one Netflix show that I watched like 1.5 seasons.
Excuse me, my DNA was pulled from Italy, but created in Michigan.
Yeah, I was pulled from Ireland too, but
processed.
East Coast represent.
Nicole, you had an article? If you don't, go check the submissions.
Me? Oh God, no. I don't.
Yeah, Nicole.
Oh,
Do you have an article, Dan? If you
look at
don't, you can check the
submissions.
submissions folder as well.
I know. I was actually even just taking a look myself.
I mean, oh God, I don't want to talk about
Sure you do.
Is it about
You love
Bob's Burger?
Chipotle.
Is it about Bob's
Come on,
Burger?
Nicole. What do you got? What do you got? Oh God, that was the one I was looking at.
No.
All right. Twitter announces paid super followers to let you charge for tweets.
Nice. Who was this submitted by?
Oh yeah.
This was submitted by myself.
Thanks.
Bravo.
Thanks,
Bravo.
me. Hey, I don't know what this is reference to, but Deadberry said your parents just paid for shipping and handling.
Oh, the white people.
Oh. So basically,
There's a Modest Mouse song about
Twitter's
that.
about to roll out a system where it's basically like OnlyFans, where like you can make exclusive content. Like you can have your public tweets, but then you can make tweets with like maybe videos or pictures that's like or whatever, like private. So you could move the sex worker industry into kind of doing that thing. And I'm pretty sure it's like their way of competing with OnlyFans. Because like OnlyFans blew up because of Twitter's existence. Like it wouldn't have been able to otherwise. So I feel like this is just kind of their way of like getting into that space, but then also broadening the horizon. Because like I learned when we made the Less You Know OnlyFans, since we no longer allowed to be on Pornhub. Yes.
You made an OnlyFans.
Wait,
for
so
it?
where do we post our 2-time special? The more you blow.
I'm going to put those on OnlyFans.
Can you do free things on OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Can you just do audio?
You can do
I
free
think
shit.
so. I checked
Yeah.
a little bit.
So
I was
like,
curious.
I haven't fucks with it yet too much, but I made the account and it can be. The thing is, the site doesn't exclusively say it's for sex. It was just like for fans. It just became the sex worker industry.
Sure. Sure.
So you can still just make
Yeah.
stuff like us.
Oh, sure. I didn't think there were any rules against it. I just didn't know there was like free
Yeah, you can
possibilities.
just go in there and be free.
Because now the app exists in my mind. I'm like, oh, free things?
I know if you don't update after a while, it deactivates the account until you come back and start using it.
That's just like server space.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
seems
correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't like
Mm.
Patreon basically start out as like not like OnlyFans for just like sex work, but like artists doing like Rule 34 kind of stuff all over? Like that's just what it felt like. I feel like when I first started seeing Patreon on the internet, Like that's most of what I saw. I was just like, hey, I also got a Patreon, and I can draw you porn at your request because I also need money to survive as an artist.
Assume if it's new, porn started it.
It's 100% like Tropic Thunder. It comes down to gamers and porn.
Yeah. But you get a subscriber badge if you subscribe. The example they have is like $4.99. They obviously get it. Twitter obviously gets a cut. I mean, I'd rather have this than boosted more ads, but I'm also sick of Twitter, so I don't even know if I want to care.
Yeah, it feels like Twitter's just on the downslide anyway. They're just trying to like grab that like last bit of like whatever's new.
Yeah. So there's also an app that came out that kind of got more popular recently called Clubhouse, where basically just start impromptu Zoom calls, and anyone can come in. You can have like over hundreds of people listening that can raise their hand and get rotated into one of the 10 spots of conversation. It's very interesting. But then Twitter also announced in this that they're also doing that.
I still don't understand.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't really get into it.
I get it, but it's just not for me. Like basically when I went on there, I explored. Yeah. So basically I've learned I'm doing something that when I was at any one of the podcast brands, like every week I'm going to go experience something new and come back to you guys about it. I realize I've been doing that every episode almost.
Oh no!
Brandon was like, I'm gonna go look into politics. Never said anything. Next episode, I talk about getting into politics. So now I'm following up with this. I tried Clubhouse. I invited Nicole and Brandon.
Next week, I'm gonna bring myself a real big sandwich.
Oh my god!
Are you having to bring a real big sandwich? Are you trying to force me to do things?
Subtle.
So like Clubhouse, when I went in it was like I went into one that was like it was just like talking about hip hop and rap and R&B. So I went in there. There's like these 9 dudes talking about their own like music, and they were kind of just playing it through their phones because that's what it's on. But they were just like, yo, dude, that's like some dope shit. He was like, if you change this on track 8, flip this, it's gonna come out great. And you guys like, oh, awesome. He's like, all right, Larry, you play yours now. I don't know any rap artist named Larry.
Just need a filler name. It's all good.
Duh, cable guy.
So like all of them were just kind of like really supportive of each other. They were playing their music, telling them how they could improve it. Then some new person would come in, play their music, and it was really nice. And then like Lynn has been listening to some of them that was like China hasn't banned the app yet, so she was listening to some people talking about like Chinese government stuff and all that crap, and like some people from Taiwan talking on there and having these conversations before like China shuts it down or whatever. And they were having like very strong, important conversations that they can't have on any other platforms because it hasn't yet been blocked. But China started tapping into the calls. It's a new app, and it's very hard, I'm sure, for them to have any security measures to stop.
As long as they're not using parlors, like everything gets posted sequentially, it'll probably be easier to do.
But it was interesting. She was like doing it all the time, talking about like she was like chime in, like you basically just jump in, chime a few thoughts on like someone else's thought, and just pop out, and then they might riff off of that part of a conversation. It's anything from like these like little humble conversations. Some of their people screaming at each other. So I get why it is, but if someone made one in like my expertise, like I would just be bored, or I would want to have my opinion, but I'd be like, I know I'm right, but I don't care to talk about it with you because I'm not gonna sway you over to my side.
Yeah, you don't care. It's like an online forum. Like,
it reminds me of like early chat rooms on like the proto internet. I would call it at this point because internet's come so far. But I think it's like this is literally training wheels for like a VR AR space, which I think is where we're headed technologically.
Are we heading to Summer Wars? Because I really want Summer Wars to be.
I want it
like so bad. No, I mean it's crazy because like I feel like these are all popping up now. Because have you guys heard about Stereo, which is essentially the same thing?
I just saw an ad for it yesterday, and I was like,
"Sounds familiar." It's an app.
Yeah.
If you've listened to anything on Starburns Audio, anything they put out, like all of their people are on it. I think mostly, like most of them are at least. But like, and it's not a bad thing. I love anything that studio puts out ever.
Oh, I have seen this recently. Yeah,
but it's like essentially the same thing, but it's more of like a radio show. But like every time I see like people talking about it on Discord or something, it's like the most like racist conversations are being had where it's just like
I think I know
Two white
why.
people talking about how hard it is to be white, and it's just like their avatars are
I
just
think
like,
I know why.
yeah.
I think it's because on places like Twitch and other platforms they get banned, so
Yeah.
they found somewhere else to go.
They find somewhere.
It's crazy. Like, I downloaded it to like try to listen to the shows that I listen to that do it, but they
Yeah.
never, like, I never remember. And also, like, you have to the UI is so bad. You have to scroll through like 5 different other conversations that just pop up, like a radio station. Like, you just get picked to a random radio. Like, what? Who does that?
That's like taking the Netflix autoplay to the next level. It's
Oh.
like, interact with this media or else.
Or else.
So like
or don't interact.
another thing Twitter's doing is groups like Facebook groups on top
Yeah.
of that. And then another
That
thing
feels a
they're
little
doing
late.
on top of that, which I didn't even know because it wasn't mentioned in the article, but it released on it's on my Twitter. It's called Newsletter.
Yeah.
Where you can make your own articles.
What?
That
Like,
sounds
you can
dangerous.
make your own articles. You can put like tweets in there. It auto embeds them. YouTube videos. It auto embeds them. Like you can make your own articles, and you can also sell them for access. So
Okay,
That
so
sounds
if I
really
put out
dangerous.
an article
I
that said "local woman stinks so loud,"
yeah. And
I could just cyberbully Nicole.
but the thing is, or no, you just like shame. You just go like local woman horny for BJ too hard. And then it's just every tweet Nicole ever made. There's no words in it. It's just all her tweets.
Tweet,
And then her
tweet,
animatic
tweet,
at
tweet.
the end.
Yeah. Get it a few more views. Let's get to 2 million.
But this
Crazy.
newsletter thing I think is also inspired. I think it's from the app WeChat because WeChat can do so much shit. I've been learning so much from Lynn about how crazy versatile WeChat is. But she'll like if it is that app, she'll write these articles because she likes writing them like of her experiences like for certain things in America, and she'll write them for people in Taiwan or China to read. Like using certain like when we moved like moving services or like dating apps, she wrote one about that, or like certain like because I'm showing her a lot of like more American TV shows like Community and all these other things. She was writing ones of like her perspective of viewing these, and all these people are like buying. Like she has optional vines, so you can still read them free. But people like she made like hundreds of dollars off of some of these.
Holy shit!
Like people just like reading them and wanting like, ew, this is really interesting. And that's kind of what this newsletter thing is. So it seems like Twitter is just like plucking from all these different apps to make themselves like one super app.
There's gonna be a weird, crazy Frankenstein monster of an app, and then it's all gonna go
Yeah,
crashing.
but that's literally what
Hopefully.
WeChat is, and it's very popular.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the MySpace functionality where I can customize my profile with images of the animes I like.
Oh, and put like cool snowflakes falling and have a song like auto play,
So
but
just-
it's nothing
yeah.
anyone wants to
So
listen
but
to.
MySpace,
Yeah.
On
To my top 8
MySpace.
followers.
so it just becomes Twitter MySpace.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
want
man.
personally
Yeah.
as a 31-year-old.
Come on, give me the dude. I bet you they would make so much money off of that too. That's the thing. Is like they could easily sell that. There's so
Oh.
many people who would buy that.
Like
yeah.
they even have like on the app, they even have like a form of like Craigslist for them basically, where they put things up
Yeah.
for sale. Like Lynn has bought like
Wow.
so
They've even
many like
Instagram.
a cook, like she bought like a hot pot cooker from somebody. Like they're all like we met up, gave the same cash for item, like and like it's all like legitimate. Like people hear it and
Yeah.
everything, and it's just she's like getting stuff for the cats off of it, and they look like brand new, and it's like whatever, and it's just people selling things
Yeah.
for cheaper, and I'm like, damn. WeChat, if it is all on WeChat or like another app, it's like these apps she has are like super versatile, so much stuff. Like,
Meanwhile, we're scared of monopolies here, like fucking cowards.
but they can even code apps into the app.
like Flappy Bird.
Flappy Bird. I want to play Flappy Bird again.
I assume.
Never. No, that's crazy. Like, just out of curiosity, though, just sidebar, how cheap did you get stuff? Because I'm thinking about getting it.
Yeah.
Off that app.
Yeah.
I'd have to ask her. I don't know off the top of my head. She's doing all this in real time.
No worries. I'm just
Um,
curious because, like I said, like I'm thinking about getting one. I'm just thinking about like I should need stuff too.
Yeah, you got to figure
Yes.
out what they like. But like
Mhm.
the thing is like you can program apps into the app. So like when Animal Crossing was going, there was like people had their own turnip market app built
Oh,
into
sick.
it.
Oh,
That could like check how many people were in the room when they were in the room when they popped out, what their turnip prices. There's a whole turnip price market list, and like when you could have like a thing that
Damn.
goes on, off. Like they could just make their own like API apps or whatever the hell you call them. Like it's just crazy,
Yeah.
and I'm like, how the hell do we not have this app?
it's insane.
This super app. I guess we haven't consumed enough yet.
So
well,
wait,
like,
we
there's always
can't-
other places in the world that have like way more advanced technology than we are in some capacity, because old people still run all of our
Yeah.
choices.
Oh God, seeing those like Senate people asking Mark Zuckerberg about the internet, I'm just like, what the fuck? These people are in charge.
Yeah, the one I saw where some lady was like, "Can you get 5G in my hometown back in Nebraska?" And I'm like, he's like, "We don't deal with that, but I can talk to somebody if you want."
Yeah, it's like what fucking. I talked to the internet man, you know, the Facebook guy. Like fucking, these people are idiots.
I think this just all happened because Jen broke the internet on the IT crowd. I watched
think
that
you are
episode
right.
recently, and that's just what this all feels like. It's just like they think it's like a box with a light on it.
Yeah.
Nicole, you got an article?
Hmm? What? No.
Look at the submissions page and read something. Interact with your podcast.
I've got one pulled up if it helps to give Nicole time.
You had enough time. I read an article. We had a whole conversation.
Hold
I'll wait.
on.
No. Very patiently. I'll wait. Oh.
Japan has appointed a minister of loneliness.
Sick.
It's
Tell me more
adorable.
about my.
Their role
Such a
aims
great
to
name.
reduce loneliness and social isolation. I mean, I feel like they need it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
unfortunately,
Right.
yeah.
Tell us
Isn't
more
that
about the
the whole-
Minister of Loneliness.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I mean, it's pretty much what it sounds like. I mean, I've looked into it a little bit before this, but because I was curious, and it was before I left Twitter. Yeah, I mean, it's like they're putting, because they have like a rising suicide rates and like high suicide rates, and it's a lot of times due to the like loneliness of people in Japan, or like social isolation and stuff.
Especially after this last
Yeah.
year.
Oof.
Yeah.
This
Oof.
reminds me of the one we read, I think, last week about the guy who you can pay to do nothing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Idol. Icon.
Well, this guy's
Just
doing
hang out.
something. Hopefully.
Just
Yeah.
be there.
So, like, can these dudes like work together? Minister of Loneliness hire the guy who
Yeah.
can't, who does nothing.
It's just hire a friend. It's just
He just hangs out.
Yeah. That sounds like a beautiful partnership.
it just should be like a friend service, like Bumble.
Yeah.
Doesn't Bumble have like a friend thing?
Bumble. You know what? Every dating app needs to add like looking for friends and put them in their own pocket.
I think that's what Bumble does. I think they have that thing. Yeah, I don't use it anymore. I consistently like download them and then delete them like 2 days later.
I know that OkCupid
It's
does.
been there for a while. One of my exes used to use it to just meet friends because she moved to
I was
an
on
area.
Tinder and Hinge. Yes, now a year ago. My anniversary with Lynn's coming up on the 24th.
Yeah.
Hey, congrats!
Hey.
That's what my gas bills do.
That, yeah, it was like a year ago. They didn't have that. And I was still tired of somebody's going like talking to someone in mid conversation, like, oh, by the way, I'm just like looking for friends. And I'm like, bye.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah.
Peace. out.
I'm not, but
Yeah.
I mean, if they put it on their profile, at least I can be like, all right, swipe.
Yeah,
away.
you have your
But
expectations.
A lot of them won't. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I remember that
Yeah.
one person was just like they didn't have it on their page. We were talking and we were like, want to go out for a date? They're like, well, I don't know about a date, but we could just like hang out as friends. I was like, oh, let me see where that can go after that. She goes, well, I'm not really looking to date anybody. I'm just kind of looking to hang out with somebody, maybe in the future. And I'm like, yeah, then you're looking for a friendship. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, are you trying to like bait me into a friendship? Like, I don't know.
The soft like just let down, just like just friends. Like,
Which just sounds like you're being
Oh,
manipulated into, you're being coerced into a friendship that you don't want to be a part of. The
Yeah, it's like you
weirdest thing
hang out,
to
you
think
spend
of.
time.
Like, why would you be sneaky about wanting a friend?
yeah, like I'm just
Free
kind of
labor.
lonely, and it's like I don't know how to meet people outside of these things.
Well, it's
Yeah.
either that or like,
Yeah, it's like a weird imbalance.
Yeah.
It's like two different sets of expectations, kind of like
Yeah.
meeting.
I'll just say, if I ever have to go back on the dating app, which I hope I don't have to, I'll put down allosexual. I'm super straight and allosexual.
I was just thinking about that. It's like it's like just you just don't want to put a label on it, but some people think that like dating is too strong of a label.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've met people like that where they 100% want to they want a relationship, but the idea of calling it a relationship is too much.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird to navigate because it's like, well, everything except for the times when you're clearly not is like, oh, a relationship would be very nice.
Mm.
But then I talk to you and it's just like, oh, I see how bad your last relationship is. I understand why you wouldn't want to call something a relationship for a while, but like
There,
at a
there
point, who
comes
are
a
you
point.
fooling?
Yeah. There comes a
Yeah,
point
yeah.
at which you gotta have the talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm no expert on that. I do not.
No.
I'm very bad.
No.
Last time I called somebody my girlfriend was after a 7-hour road trip to San Francisco that shouldn't have happened anyway. So
I was gonna say, if anyone ever has allosexual on a dating profile, you got to just be like,
Swipe
"Hey, I get
out
sunburned
of
too. Aloe vera is great."
Dude, I love using aloe when I have sex. It's great. It just like gets everything nice and smooth.
It's a great replacement for lube, especially if you got sunburnt down in the bits and you're on a nude beach.
Ew. Oh God. Oh, it's gotta be painful on everybody.
Oh God. If you have any genital lesions, oh my God. It heals those genital lesions wide up. Well,
I have a kid mentality view on something. Sometimes people's genitals are darker than like the rest of their body, but it's like the place that gets the least amount of sun.
Yeah.
So I know it's like just a skin thing, a skin pigmentation thing. But like, what if a kid saw someone like that? Like, I don't want to say a kid saw that. That'd be weird. Let's say
somebody
young,
who didn't know.
Like they're at a nude beach. I don't know, something like that. And they're just like, oh, does that person just wear a bunch of stuff when they go tan and they just like leave that off? Like they wear high thigh leggings all the way up, and then they pull like a bodysuit, just cut out the groin region, just cut out a hole.
It's just a fashion thing, you know.
Yeah. But if you tan, also I never tan everything. If you also tan everything, does that area, if it's dark, become even dark? Or does everything just smooth out?
I feel like it would almost smooth out because, like, wouldn't you even think about almost like a farmer's tan, right? Because like that's like because you got stuff covered up, it's lighter.
Yeah. But my point is, what I'm saying, there's a lot of people who just their genitals are darker than the rest of
it's a reverse farmer's tan, where you just only darken the most covered parts.
Yeah,
so maybe it would even reverse tan, where it would. You're right. It would even out to where it goes backwards, like Benjamin Button.
It's like a normal and not normal tan at the same time. All right. Well, I think we're at the end of it.
Please, no one try this at home.
No, please don't.
If you get
we're not
skin cancer on your junk, that's not my fault. So as always, take it away, Andre. Just take it far away from me. Wait, hold on. Sometimes people stop when they hear that, and they're like, "Well, I don't need to hear the outro." So, hey Dan, where can people find you? Let's get a plug in the way of that.
I'm mostly thank you. No, I'm pretty much just on Twitch. I have to remember I have like 8 different numbers that I use for this screen name.
I do believe that's Cyclone _Joker
21.
12?
21. Yeah. So
my memory's only so good. 21?
Joker 21. If anyone likes Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone, or just me being stoned and trying to solve my way out of logic puzzles.
Hearthstone.
Come hang out. Like I don't talk about it because I don't want to get like in trouble. But I do have a button that says smoke weed every day when it cuts my camera, I can smoke my weed.
I was wondering. I don't watch a lot of Twitch streams, but there's this one Twitcher. That's not the right term. This one Twitch user who she literally just takes a hit from a bong, and I was like, "You can do that?
You can technically." I'm just trying to be kind of like cool with it, like I'm not. I don't know. I partially want to also be known as a Hearthstoner, become the Doug Benson of Hearthstone, but that's also like so silly. I don't want to be known just for smoking weed because then it just ruins the fun of it. But I stream on the weekends because I have a day job and that like takes me in the middle of the day. I try to stream during the week, but sometimes I, deal with mental health during a pandemic. So it's mostly the weekends. Yeah.
I know that you didn't want to make it your entire identity, but we really should have introduced you as the Doug Benson of Hearthstone. That was a missed opportunity.
It's been my subtle dream.
Yeah.
Getting Dan with high.
Yeah. Chase those dreams.
Yeah.
Chase those dreams.
Chase the dream. But yeah.
Take it away, Andre.
Don't forget, you can contact us at TLK.
Contact us.
I'm trying to shoot from the hip.
I've had like 70 verbal flubs this whole episode. You're cool.
Well, I'm the king of flubs, right? Coming for the king. You're not even close.
Hey,
I'm the Charlie Day of the podcast. Remember? As Nicole has dubbed me.
Oh God.
We would like to give thanks to Cross 8299 for us use their intro and outro. Agashima Island. You can find them on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, and other sites. Thank you for Aaron Goldberg for letting us use the song you made for us on our Twitch stream. TLK Pod.
Thank you for letting us use the song you made for us.
Look.
It's right. It's true, but it sounds
You
funny.
make a song about us and be like, "This is mine."
This is you cannot.
Um,
You cannot use this.
I would respect it. I'd be sad,
Yeah.
but I'd respect it.
Yeah.
You can contact us at 2LK Pod on Twitter. You can send us some tweets at us if you have some articles you want to submit. You can come to our Discord, submit some articles and our submissions. There's quite a hefty amount of people in there now. You'll know when the stream goes live, when updates go for anything. We will
Rock you.
rock you.
I did it backwards. I didn't want to make too much noise on my desk or on my mic.
Anyways, you can submit anything. Even ask us questions. I don't know. We're done. We're done.
Spooky stories, games, or any old
Spooky
news.
stories, games, any old news.
I'll be lurking around there. So you can say hi to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll say hi to Dan.
Oh, well, yes, as always, actually this time, the less you know, the better. Good night.
Good night.
Bah.
Moshi moshi.